Welcome back. In the previous lecture we have seen the definition of factor group or quotient group. Now in this lecture we will see examples on factor groups and quotient group. So our first example is the Kleins 4 group V4. It has 4 elements E, A, B, C, and I take its subgroup, normal subgroup EA, because it is an abelian group, so all its subgroups are normal, so N is a normal subgroup. Because its order is 2 and the order of the group is 4, so it will have 2 cosets. So the another coset is Bn, or you may write it as Cn. So the group G by N is NCn. So its coset, we can write its multiplication table NCn, NCn. So its multiplication table, as you can see, N into N is N into Cn is Cn. Cn into N is Cn, and Cn into Cn is C square, and C square is identity, so it is N. So it has this multiplication table, and you can see that N is working as the identity element for this multiplication table. One interesting thing with this multiplication table we can do is that let us replace N by 1 and Cn by -1. Then you will get this table, and this table is nothing but the table of multiplication for the group of second root of unity with respect to 1, with respect to multiplication dot. So this is, you can see, -1 into -1 is 1, -1, 1 is -1, and so on. So it is the multiplication table. One more thing you can do is replace N by 0 and Cn by 1, then you will get this table, and you can see 1 plus 1 is 0. Can you guess which group is it? It is the group Z2 with respect to 0, 1, and Z2 with respect to addition. So actually these all groups are isomorphic, and we will discuss over it when we will discuss the isomorphism of the groups. Now let us come to another example. We have a group G is equal to Z, and I take its subgroup to be 6Z. How to determine all its cosets? So let us write the elements of 6Z. It is of the form 6A, or 0, 6, -6, 12, -12, and so on. So for determining the coset, what will you do? You will take one element which is not here. So as I can see very clearly, 1 is not here, so 1 plus 6Z will give us another coset. Now I write all the elements of 1 plus 6Z. As you can see that in both the coset 2 is not present, so 2 plus 6Z will give us another coset. As you can see, after writing 2 plus 6Z, that 3 is not present in any of these cosets, so 3 plus 6Z will give us another coset, and going so on, we can reach up to 5 plus 6Z. After 5 plus 6Z, we can determine 6 plus 6Z, but 6 is also an element of this coset, and the cosets are disjoint, so 6 plus 6Z will give us the same thing. Similarly, 7 plus 6Z will give us same thing. So we will have only 6 cosets: 6Z, 1 plus 6Z, 2 plus 6Z, 3 plus 6Z, 4 plus 6Z, 5 plus 6Z. One more way of seeing this thing is that when you will divide any number by 6, you will get only 6 remainder. That remainder is 0, so all the elements of remainder 0 will be here, all the elements having remainder 1 will be here, all the elements having remainder 2 will be here, all the elements having remainder 3 will be here, 4 will be here, and 5 will be here. So it will cover the whole Z, so there will not be any more cosets. So we will have 6 cosets, and these 6 cosets are 6Z, 1 plus 6Z, 2 plus 6Z, 3 plus 6Z, 4 plus 6Z, 5 plus 6Z, or in general A plus 6Z, where A is varying from 0 to 5. One more interesting thing with this example is that let's take 1 plus 6Z and square it, because the operation is addition, so it will become 1 plus 6Z plus 1 plus 6Z, so 2 plus 6Z. If you will cube it, then you will have 3 plus 6Z. If you will take 4th power, it will become 4 plus 6Z, and similarly if you will take 5th power, then it will become 5 plus 6Z. 6th power, then it will become 6 plus 6Z, that is 6Z. So it means all the elements are powers of 1 plus 6Z. So it is actually a cyclic group. So Z upon 6Z is a cyclic group of order 6. Similarly, if you will talk about Z upon NZ, then it is also a cyclic group of order N, and its elements will be of the form A plus NZ, such that A is varying from 0 to N minus 1, and 1 plus NZ, you can take it as one generator. Okay, now come to another example. Suppose I am taking R2. R2 is a group with respect to addition, coordinate wise addition, and it is actually, you have seen it, it is a vector space also. So the same R2 I am considering. Let us take one subgroup. Because R2 is a abelian, so all its subgroup will be a normal subgroup. So I take one subgroup X A0 such that A belongs to R. You know that it is x-axis if you represent R2 in the xy plane. Now I want to determine its coset. So the coset is CD plus n, CD is some element of R2, then it can be written as A plus C, 0 plus D, A belongs to R. A1, A plus C, you can replace A1 by A1, then it can be written as A1D, because A is varying over R, so A1 is also varying over R. So you can write it as A1D, A1 belongs to R. But this A1 is just a dummy variable, you can write anything in place of A1 here. So let me write A again, so AD, such that A belongs to R. So it can be written as 0D plus N. So what does it mean? So we add 0D to each of the elements of N. So N is x-axis and I add 0D. So 0D plus N will be what? 0D plus N will be a line. Suppose this is 0D plus N, then it will be a line having distance D from N. So these are the collection of parallel lines. So quotients of N are the collection of parallel lines to N. Similarly, if I take another subgroup H1 to be AA such that A belongs to R, then CD plus H1, if you will take, it can be written as A plus C, A plus D, A is in R, A plus C and A plus D can be written as A plus C plus D minus C. So it can be written as A1, A1 plus D minus C. A1 belongs to R. A1 is also varying over R because A plus C is, A is varying over R and C is fixed. So, and in place of A plus C we have written A1. So A1 is varying over R. So it can also be written as A plus D minus C. A is in R. So this is 0 plus D minus C plus H1. So we add 0 plus D minus C to each elements of H1. H1 is this line, x is equal to y line, and so this adding to each element this fixed number will give us the parallel line to H1. So again the cosets of H1 are the parallel lines to H1. Similarly, if I take another coset H2, if I take another subgroup H2 to be actually the y-axis, then its coset will be the line parallel to the y-axis. So please do it. Now come to the another example. Suppose I take the group Q8 and I take a subgroup to be its center. Center is always a normal subgroup. In fact, all the subgroups of Q8 are normal. So I take a subgroup H to be this thing, 1 minus 1. So its coset will be IH, JH, KH. So Q8 upon H will have these 4 cosets, H, IH, JH and KH. Now I am leaving it as exercise for you to fill its multiplication table. One thing, let me do one example. So IH into JH, IH into JH, it will be I into J into H, and I into J will be K. So it will be K into H. So this is K into H. So in this way you can fill all the cosets. And one more exercise I am giving you. This is the multiplication table for V4. You fill this table again and compare this table with the table of this Q upon center of Q8 upon center of Q8, this table. You compare these two table and what will you get? Write in the comment box what will you get. Okay, now come to the another example. Fifth example. Suppose G is the 4Z and H is its subgroup 20Z. So we want to write 4Z upon 20Z. The elements of 4Z upon 20Z will be of the form 4A plus 20Z such that A belongs to Z. It seems that there are infinitely many elements of this form, but it is not true. Let us see why. When two cosets are equal, suppose I take two cosets 4A1 plus 20Z and 4A2 plus 20Z. If they are equal, it means 4 times A1 minus A2 belongs to 20Z. It means 20 divides 4 times A1 minus A2. And it means 5 divides 7 minus A2. And this thing, its converse is also true. You can put reverse arrow and its converse is true. So it means two cosets are equal if and only if the difference between A1 and A2 is divisible by 5. So it means, let us write the coset. If I write the coset like this, 4Z by 20Z is 20Z plus 4 plus 20Z and 5 plus 20Z, then this is wrong because 5 plus 20Z is 5 is not an element of 4Z. So you cannot write it like this. Let me cross it. So what is the correct way of writing? 4Z upon 20Z. The one coset is 0 plus 20Z. Another coset is 4 into 1 plus 20Z. This coset is 4 into 2 plus 20Z. This coset is 4 into 3 plus 20Z. This coset is 4 into 4 plus 20Z. Now 4 into 5 plus 20Z means 20Z plus 20Z will give us 20Z. So, and now if you will take 4 into 6 plus 20Z, then 6 and 1 has difference 5. So it will same as 4 plus 20Z. so you will not get any more cosets now. So 4z upon 20z will have this 5 cosets. Now come to another example. I have taken z upon nz. So in nz, if you take in place of nz, if you will take 20z, so z upon 20z will have elements of the form a plus 20z. A is varying from 0 to 90. Now consider one subgroup of this, that is 4 plus 20z. 4 plus 20z is 4 plus 20z, square of 4 plus 20z is 8 plus 20z, cube is 12 plus 20z, fourth power is 16 plus 20z, and fifth power is 20z. So this is the subgroup. But as you can see that it is same as this 4z upon 20z. So it means both are same. So 4 plus subgroup generated by 4 plus 20z is 4z upon 20z. Now one more thing, let us see. And the thing is that suppose I have a group G, which is a cyclic group of order A, order n, then the subgroup generated by a to the power r is same as the subgroup generated by a to the power nr. For details, you can see the lectures on cyclic group. And now 8 plus 20z, if you write subgroup generated by 8 plus 20z, it can be written as 1 plus 20z to the power 8. That can be written as 1 plus 20z to the power 820 by this formula. And that is same thing as 1 plus 20z to the power 4, which is same as 4 plus 20z. And 4 plus 20z can be written as 4z upon 20z. So subgroup generated by 8 plus 20z can also be written as 4z upon 20z. So it is not true that subgroup generated by 8 plus 20z you write it as 8z upon 20z, because 8z upon 20z is not correct thing, it is not defined. So in general, if you see that the subgroup generated by a plus nz, then it can be written as subgroup generated by an plus nz, and this can be written as anz upon nz. So it may be a general formula. Now the thing which we want to determine is 4z by 20z quotient with 4z by, we want to determine z upon 20z quotient with 4z upon 20z, or z by 20z quotient with subgroup generated by 4 plus 20z. What will be the result? How to write the elements of this set? So let us see. So we have element 4z plus 20z, the subgroup generated by 4z plus 20z, as we have seen, it has these many elements. Now in this cosets 1 plus 20z is absent, so let me determine the coset 1 plus 20z plus 4 plus 20z. So what we will do is that we will add 1 plus 20z to each of these elements. So we will add this with this, then we will get 5 plus 20z. We will add this with this, then we will get 9 plus 20z. We will add this with this, then we will get 13 plus 20z, 17 plus 20z, and then 1 plus 20z. Okay, so like this, now you can see we are going to determine the cosets, and 2 plus 20z is not present in all these two cosets, so it will give us another coset. Similarly 3 plus 20z is not present in all these cosets, so it will give us another coset. And similarly 4 plus 20z, if we will determine, it will give us 4 plus 20z. And let us denote this 4 plus 20z by h. There will be this angle bracket by h. Then what will happen? We can write z upon 20z upon 4z by 20z as h. H is subgroup generated by 4 plus 20z. So this is h, 1 plus 20z plus h, 2 plus 20z plus h, 3 plus 20z plus h. So in general you can write it like this. Okay, thank you. There are several other examples which we will do later on when we will do the homomorphism and isomorphism and the first fundamental theorem of homomorphism. Then we will have several more examples. So till then, thank you.